Is the screen visible now? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes, sir.
right. So in the previous classes, we were actually studying the two modules of IELTS. That is listening, and then we have learned about reading. Uh, in this module, we'll be learning about IELTS writing, right? So throughout the week, we'll be talking about what IELTS writing is about and how can, what are actually the assessment criterias, and how many tasks do we have, what is the level of difficulty, what are the common mistakes that usually the students do, and so many other things that we are going to discuss throughout the week. Along with that, we'll also be doing a lot of practice in our writing, specifically writing essays, since this is one of the, according to most of the students, one of the hardest module to get through. They feel that the writing is not good, so we will learn the technicalities and ways how can we improve our writing, how can we write accurately, grammatically, accurate structures and stuff like that, right? So this is the overall, uh, you can say, overview of the IELTS writing module that we'll be studying throughout this week, inshallah. Okay, so in today's class, you will learn important facts about the IELTS writing test, right? As we usually do, as we did in our listening part, as we also did in our reading part, and you will also learn about what the IELTS writing test assesses, and along with that, you will also learn about writing task one, right? Okay, so the first thing is about timing. So the time of IELTS writing test is 60 minutes, as you can see here, right? And within these 60 minutes, you will be doing two tasks. You will be given two tasks, and you will have to complete both of them. Now, in task one, you will need to write at least 150 words about a visual, right? And you will have to finish task one in 20 minutes. Although there is no restriction, you can take more time than 20 minutes. But if you take more time, then it is very probable and that you may not attempt your writing task too well, right? So this is why we have divided these two tasks into 20 minutes and 40 minutes duration. In task two, what you will do is that you will have to write at least 250 words about a topic. It will be, an essay. And what kind of essay we are going to discuss in the coming, classes. Don't worry about it, but generally you will have to write an essay. And that is, at least you will have to write 250 words. To finish this task, you will have 40 minutes. If you divide this 1 hour into 20 and 40 portion, you can also have 30 and 30. But as a teacher, as a trainer, we don't recommend this, right? The assessment criteria is that the examiner will be looking at the cohesion and coherence. They'll be looking at the grammaticality and overall connection of ideas, that whether whatever you have written is relevant to the topic that is being discussed or being given to you or not, right? Similarly, you will also be assessed on the basis of lexical resource. Now, I believe and I hope that both of you understand what a lexical resource is. Lexical resource means the range of vocabulary, right? How many words do you have? How much variation can you bring to your essay, right? So this is what you call the lexical resource. Along with that, you will also be assessed on your grammatical range. For example, uh, whether you are able to use simple sentences, whether you're able to use complex sentences, compound complex sentences, and simple compound sentences and other types of sentences, whether you are able to use an active voice or passive voice, accordingly, whether you are able to use, your tenses well or not. So, this is what you call grammatical range. And along with that, it's not only about grammatical range, but the accuracy as well. You need to be accurate. If you have good grammatical range, but the way you use those grammatical structures, if they are not relevant, it means that your accuracy level has gone down and ultimately your score will go down, right? So it's not only about the grammatical range or the knowledge of the grammatical range, but it's also about the accuracy, the accurate use of those grammatical structures and, grammaticality. Similarly, you will also be assessed on the basis of task achievement. As we have mentioned, you will have to write at least 150 words. So this is what you call task achievement. Similarly, whether you have written relevant information or not. So it's also about, it's also called task achievement. And same is the case with the task two, that you will also be assessed in task two about the task achievement, whether you have completed the task or not, whether you have answered all the questions given to you or not, right? So I hope it's clear. If there is any question until this point, you can ask. If not, we will proceed further. Ji, should I proceed?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, to talk about both the tasks. So writing task one. In task one, you will receive information in visual form. Visual form, what does it visual form means? We are going to discuss. But in simple words, there will be some pictures, some graphs, some bar, etc., pie chart, and so on, right? So this is what you call visual form. And then there will be a statement explaining what the visual shows, right? So for example, if there is a picture, there'll be a statement, and this statement will tell you what the picture is all about, right? Now, what you need to do is that you should summarize the information in the visual form, right? And then write the summary in your own words. How can you do it? We are going to discuss in detail in the coming slides. Don't worry about it. But this is what you are going to do. In task one, the skills you will need to have is select the information and organize and compare information, right? You will need to know how can you select or how should you select information in a given visual. Similarly, when you select the information, you should know how to organize the selected information. And then you should also have the skill, how can you compare two different sets of data? If there are two sets of data or three sets of data, so you will have to have the skill to compare the information. Accordingly, you will also have to describe the stages of a process. If the picture or the visual is about a process, so you should know how should you describe a process. So you should have this knowledge as well. And you should also have the skill to describe an object or a place. If there is a picture of a place, so you should know how to describe it. If there is a picture of an object, so you should know how to describe it, right? You should also explain how something works. Again, it's related to the process, right? If there is a process given in the visual form about something, so you should know how it works, right? And you should be able to explain it in your own words. In task two, what you have to do is you are given a point of view, right? Point of view of someone. For example, Pakistan is not a good country. This is what we call a point of view. It is personal, right? An issue, for example, there is an issue, right? Economic issue in this country. So you will have to talk about it, right? Or a problem. If there is a problem, for example, we are having climate, global warming. This is a problem. So if something like this is being given to you, you will be asked to give, the causes of why do we have this problem, and then the solutions as well, or the effects as well. So, it totally depends on the type of questions you get in task two. Then you will also be presented as a question or as a statement, right? So there might be a question or a statement which will be actually directing you, giving you the idea what you should do in your essay in simple words. What you need to do is you should write an academic essay. You should not write something informal. Whatever you will be writing should be very formal and should be written in academic style, right? You should write an essay in your own words. It should not be something copied from the question or copied from somewhere else. It should be totally your own creation. Why? The reason is that the examiners, they're actually looking for to see whether you are able to, write effectively in English language or not, right? And if you cram something and then, just copy it, so the examiner automatically will understand that this is something copied. But if you write from your own mind, so it tells its story, right? It is the creation of a human mind. Now, the skills that you need to have is present and support an opinion, right? You can present your own opinion, or you can support your own opinion or the opinion given in a given statement. For example, Pakistan is not a good country, so you can either support it, you can agree with it, or disagree with it, right? So, but you should know how to do it. Then present the solution to a problem. If there is a problem given, so you should be able to present a solution. You should also be able to compare and contrast evidence and opinions. For example, there are two different opinions, so you should be able to compare and contrast which of the opinion weighs more than the other, which one is more relatable, which one is more reliable, which one is more evidence based, and so on, right? You should also evaluate and challenge the ideas, evidence, or opinions. For example, if there is an opinion, you can evaluate it, you can talk about it, and you can say that, well, I agree, or probably I do not agree with the statement. And if you do not agree, so you should have your own points, you should have your own evidences, you should have your own examples, and so on. So these are the skills that you will have to have in your writing task too. Is it clear until this point? If yes, then we can proceed further. If not, if there is any problem, you can ask. Yes. Is everything clear? Jim,
Yes, sir.
okay. Have you learned what writing task 1 and task 2 is about? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
we have an introduction to writing task 1. That is about visuals, right? So I'm going to show you the visuals, the kind of visuals that you may get in your writing, task 1. Okay? So let's study it. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the first thing is that we should know what types of visuals can we have. So you can get a bar chart, you can get a pie chart, you can get a line graph, you can get a table. You may also get a diagram or flow chart or a map. So all of them, they are the possible types of visuals that you may get in your IELTS writing task 1, right? Now, we'll individually see what each and every one looks like. So if you look here, this is a type of bar chart. As you can see here, we have these bars, right? At this, axis, we have the age. On the y-axis, we have women per thousands, right? There is a number. We also rate women per thousand. And then here is the data from 1921 to 2000, right? And then there is this title of the diagram, I mean the visual, which tells you that what the bar is, this bar chart is all about. It talks about age specific first marriage rates, females, right? It talks about the females, right, who for the first time got married, right? So age specific first marriage rates in females. Then we have three types of data: 1921, 1970, and 2000. So the yellow color represents the 2000s, the blue represents the 1970s, and the green represents 1921, right? So if we look here, 19 and under, right? The females who got for the first time married for the first time in 2000 is almost zero, right? Then in the 1921s, they are almost 25%, about 25%, right? And in 1970s, the same age group, females, they married for the first time, around 60%, right? 60 per, per thousand women, right? Per thousand women, 60, women, they got married for the first time. So this is how, the bar chart looks like. Is it clear? Is it clear?
No, sir.
Okay. Where do you have the problem? Understanding the bar chart?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, also is problem how can we will explain this chart?
Oh, that's another thing. Here you just need to know what a bar chart looks like, right? I will explain it
Okay, sir.
later. When you get your questions well, then you will be able to do it, right? Don't worry about, explaining it. Right now, just see how a bar chart looks like, right? It's a y-axis and it's an x-axis, right? Here we have the age. Here we have rate per thousand, right? So, for example, 300 per thousand, 250 per thousand, 200 per thousand. For example, let's say we are just saying in 1970, females aged 20 and 24, they married for the first time, 250 women out of 1,000 married for the first time. Are you getting the point? For example, we are just saying it, right? It's about 250. It's almost, 270 or 280. Let's say 280, right? So females who got for the first time, who were having the age 20 to 24 in the 1970s, it was, the highest. It was at peak, right? Ladies at the age of 20 and 24, they were marrying like around 290 or 270, 280, let's say 280. 280 females, they were marrying out of 1,000 at this age group in the 1970s. Is it clear now? Right?
Yes, sir. Sir.
देखिए देखिए ना, ये एज ग्रुप है। ठीक है, एक्सेस पे हम अगर देखें तो एज लिखा हुआ है ना यहाँ पे। ठीक है, हमारे पास डिफरेंट एज के लेडीज हैं। ठीक है, इनकी फर्स्ट मैरिज की हम बात कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, कि कौन से एज ग्रुप में इन तीन डेट्स में 1921 में, 1970s में और 2000 में कौन से एज ग्रुप की खवातीन जो है वो पहली दफा शादियां कर रही थी और कितने लेवल में कर रही थी। मतलब पर थाउजेंड अगर हम ले लें तो 1000 में से कितने खवातीन जो है वो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम दे वर गेटिंग मैरिड। आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? सो अंडर 19 एंड अंडर, अगर हम 1970s की बात करें तो 1000 में से तकरीबन हाउ मेनी, लेट्स से 65, 65 फीमेल्स जो हैं वो शादीशुदा थी, वो पहली दफा उन्होंने शादी की थी। आर यू गेटिंग? फिर इसी सेम एज ग्रुप में 1921 में ये नंबर और भी नीचे था। इट वाज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 24 और 25%, 25 फीमेल्स पर थाउजेंड। इज इट क्लियर? 2000 में ये और भी नीचे चला गया एंड इट इज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 5 फीमेल्स पर थाउजेंड। इज इट क्लियर? इज इट क्लियर और नॉट? एम आई ऑडिबल?
Okay, sir.
क्लियर हो गया कि नहीं हुआ, ये बताएं मुझे।
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, फिर एज 20 और 24 के दरमियान जो खवातीन थी, फीमेल्स थी। ठीक है, अगर हम 1970s का डेटा देखें तो देवर लाइक आउट ऑफ 1000 फीमेल्स, अराउंड 270 और 280 फीमेल्स जो थी वो पहली दफा उन्होंने शादी की थी। ठीक है, they were into their first marriage. ठीक है, 1921 में अगर हम सेम एज ग्रुप देखें तो अराउंड 125 फीमेल्स पर 1000 जो थी वो शादीशुदा थी, पहली दफा उन्होंने शादी की थी। ठीक है, दे वर नॉट डिवोर्स, दे वर इन देयर फर्स्ट मैरिज। 2000 में ये डेटा नीचे आ रहा है। ठीक है, इट्स लेस देन 50%, इट्स ऑलमोस्ट 40 फीमेल्स पर 1000। 2000 में, सन 2000 में सिर्फ 40 खवातीन एज 20 to 24 के दरमियान जिनकी उम्रें थी, वो 40 खवातीन 1000 में से वो शादीशुदा थी। इज इट क्लियर नाउ? So this is how you are gonna, look at these visuals. So this is all about the bar chart. As you can see here, the information is being highlighted, labeled, right? Y-axis, axis, right? Rate per thousand, and here is the age group. Then we have the third type of data, which is the type, timeline. 1921 का डेटा है, 1970s का डेटा है, and 2000 का डेटा है। ठीक है, अच्छा, now that was about bar chart. It's about pie chart. Can you see this picture, this visual? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the title of this pie chart is Origins of English. कि कहाँ कहाँ से इंग्लिश जो है वो ओरिजिनेट हुआ है। ठीक है, now if we look, French and Latin, both of them, they are 29%. Out of, ये देखिए, ये पूरा 100% है। If you consider all these, if you count, add all these percentages, right? Collectively, they will make 100%, right? So French and Latin, right? Anglo-French and Latin, they are making 29% each of this language, right? Germanic languages such as Old Middle English, Old Norse, and Dutch language, the composition of English, it's playing 26%. Greek is also 6%. Other languages 6%. Derived from proper names 4%. And collectively it makes 100%. Is it clear? So this pie chart is all about origin of language. That you can see through this pie chart that who is the most contributor into the English language and who or which language is the least contributor to the English language. So as you can see, French language and Latin language, they are contributing the most. Both of them, they are contributing around 29% each, right? Germanic languages, they are contributing 26%. But then the rest of these, these three names which are mentioned here, Greek, other languages, and derived from proper names, they collectively are contributing around 16%. Is it clear? You can see here, we have the highlight of the data, as I have already mentioned. Latin 29%, French 29%. This is how you select the data, right? Germanic languages 26%, and then other languages, they go in the same, you can say, group. So this is how a pie chart would look like. Now, this is, you can say, a graph, right? Domestic power usage in the UK, right? So here you have a line graph which talks about how domestic power is used in United Kingdom. It's data taken from the UK, right? Here we have the time, right? And here we have gigawatts, right? 20 gigawatts, 30 gigawatts, 40 and 50, right? Then we have two types of, you can say, demands. Typical winter demand and typical summer demand. The summer demand is shown through the reddish line, right? And the winter demand is shown through the blue line. Now, what you have to select is you have to understand that you have to discuss the gigawatts and then the time, right? 0, then 3, then 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, right? It's the day, right? That how, you know, these the power is used and gigawatts throughout the day. So if you look at 3 a.m., right? So it's between 20 and 30, right? Gigawatts and summers. But if you look at the same data at the same time in winters, so it is around about 30 gigawatts, right? Then at 6 a.m., both in summer and in winter, it goes up, right? In summer, it goes up to around 35 gigawatts, right? At 6 a.m. And at the same time in winter, it goes above 40. It's around 43 gigawatts at 6 a.m., right? Then it remains constant till 15th hour, and then it slightly goes up, right, in summers, but in winters it moves up to around 50 gigawatts, right? So this is how you are going to select the data and talk about it. Don't worry, we will discuss each and everything in detail, but this is I'm just giving you the idea that how the visuals would look like. Now, it's another type of visual that you may get. This is what you call tables, right? And in these tables, you are given two sets of data, and it talks about changes in transport use over time, right? How the transport use has been changed, or it has been changed over time. So we have the data from 2004 and we have the data from 2014, right? Then we also have the type of transport: car, truck, motorbike, scooter, train, bus, tram, light rail, ferry boat, taxi, etc., etc., right? And then, in 2014, the same, variables have been taken and the data has been, compared and contrasted, right? So if we look at this one, car, truck, and van, in 2004, 74.6%, of the people, they would use car, truck, or van, which has come down to 65.5% in 2014. Are you getting it? So this is how you're going to select and compare the data. Don't worry, we're going to discuss each and every one in detail later on, but this is just the idea to give you the idea that how these visuals would look like. Is it clear? Should I move forward? Should I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then it's another type of visual that you may get. It's about, it's a picture which represents a process, how electricity is produced from fossil fuel. This is the title of the picture, right? And this picture presents you the process that how, electricity is produced from the fossil fuel. So what is the fossil fuel that is used? It is coal, right? First, the coal is mined, then it is taken here, right? We have the boiler and furnace, and then the water is added, right? Then the steam is generated. We have the turbine. It starts moving, right? And then it moves to the transmission line. Along with the turbine, we have the generator, right? We also have the condense cooling water here. We have the condenser, right? So you should look at each and every detail in the process and then select and discuss what you need to discuss in the task one, right? How are we going to do it? We'll discuss later, but this is how the picture of a process will look like. Then another picture of process, right? Production of molten steel. It talks about how a molten steel is produced, right? So it is produced from limestone and iron ore, right? And you should also add coal, right? And recycle steel or scrap, right? They are taken to the blast furnace or the electric arc furnace, right? Both of them, these are the ways. And then they are taken to the molten steel and, this is how the molten steel is being produced, right? Uh, this is how the process would look like. So we have two sets of data. On the one hand, you have these minerals. On the other hand, there is the process, right? Then you have another type of visual, there is map, right? So this map is about a port of, of Port Hay, right? That's a place. It talks about this place, and as you can see here, you will have different types of information such as sports fields, housing estate, waste treatment plant, school, library, hospital, harbor, train station, central business area, car assembly park, industrial park, shoe factory, parking, pedestrian bridge, and along with, you also have all the other types of information available. So this is how a visual of a map would look like if you may get one and your IELTS writing task one. So that's all about, the visuals, the type of visuals that you may get in your IELTS writing task one. Is there any question related to these visuals? If yes, you can ask. G, do you have any questions related to these visuals?
No, sir.
Let's move to the next slide then. Okay. Let's begin by looking at the type of visual information that you can find in task one of the writing IELTS test. Okay. So let's practice it now. Okay. Tell me what kind of visuals do you see here? Right? These are the names you should label this visual.
Bar chart.
bar में
It's a bar chart. Yes, it is a bar chart. Very good. Bar map, no, bar chart, right? It's a bar chart. Now, what is this?
Pie chart.
Yes, it is a pie chart. Very good. Okay, what is this?
Line graph.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is a line graph. What is this?
Diagram.
No, dear, look at the title. Even the title is telling you. What does
Oh,
it?
it's a map.
Yeah, it's a map. It's not a diagram. A diagram is another thing, right? What about this one?
Flow chart.
Yes, it is a flow chart. Exactly. Why? Because it tells you about the process, how something is being produced, right? So this is a
Yes,
flow
sir.
chart. Very good. What about this one?
Table.
Yeah, it's a table, right? And this one,
Diagram.
it's a diagram. Atika, you are not answering. Are you there?
yes sir
Then you should answer as well. All the answers are given by Asya. Anyways, now tell me about this one. What is this, Atika?
sir bar chart
Yes, it's also a bar chart. Very good. Why? Because there are bars, right? So this is also a bar chart.
yes
And that's all about it for this practice. Now you have learned the names. Now you probably will be asking me, sir, why do we need to learn the names even, right? Names have nothing to do with the completion of task one. Is there a question which is clicking you?
No, sir.
yes
Oh, okay. Why? If I ask you, why are you learning the names of these, visuals?
We should know that which type of chart we are going to learn in the next classes,
Yes, that's
and
one.
which type of,
Mm-hmm.
and which type of chart can become in the test, if there is any type of chart came, then we have to know how to answer it.
Okay, yes, that's another good point. But the reason that I am teaching you these names is that sometimes you may not get the name right. So you should know, you should have the words. These are the words that you have got, you have learned, right? What a line graph looks like, what a line graph is. So you can say the given line graph represents or presents or shows or illustrates, right? So this is how you are going to start your sentences. Later on, we will discuss it in detail, inshallah. Don't worry. Okay, but this is important that you should know the names. If you don't know the name, how can you talk about it? When you know the name, you will ultimately know the process as well. You will ultimately know how to talk about it as well, right? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now look here. It's a sample of writing task one question. The question is, you should spend about 20 minutes on this task. You can spend more, as I've mentioned, there is no restriction, but if you want to complete it in 20 minutes and if you can do it in 20 minutes, it's much, much better, right? Now, look here, the charts below, the statement is telling you the charts below show total numbers of visitors to Australia as well as the tourist revenue received from 6 countries. So we've also learned something about the type of data or visual you have got in this task, right? Then it also instructs you, it tells you summarize the information by selecting, reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. This is the statement about the visual. Then these are your instructions. It tells you what you need to do, right? Then it further tells you write at least how many words? How many words? How many words are
150.
150? That's the minimum.
150.
Yes, you can write more, but 150 is minimum. If you don't write 150 words, it means that your task is not achieved. Is it clear? So that is the minimum. You can write 170, 160, right? We don't need to write a very lengthy essay of, let's say, 300 or 400 words, but you should at least click the 150 mark. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, how to do this task? Read the instructions carefully, as I always mention, right? Uh, Check the time that you began writing task one and allow 20 minutes only. You should have your timer by you, right? You should have a watch there, right? And you should note the time. Read the first paragraph and quickly scan the visuals, as you have seen here. Read this one and then scan the visuals, right? Read the second paragraph and underline the verbs. These tell you what to write about, right? So these are the things. You need to underline each and every verb and understand what you are required to do in this task one. Write your response in at least 150 words. So this is how you're going to do it. Now, introducing the topic. How can you do it? The first thing that you should be doing in the writing task one is that you should introduce the topic. Sentence to introduce the topic, that what the chart or the graph or the diagram or whatever visual is given is about. Then you should write the first sentence, right? Write one or two sentences. This is the same statements I have copied here. What you need to do is introduce the general topic of the visual and then explain the type of information it shows. So you can see here, there's a candidate who has actually copied the exact statement. The graph below shows the percentages of male and females of different ages employed in Australia, right? It's the same statement. And you can see here, a candidate has answered it in the same way. The graph below shows the percentage of males and females of different ages employed in Australia. This is what you call copied. And if the examiner sees this, he will automatically and directly cross it. Are you getting it? And can you tell me the reason why the
Yes, sir.
examiner will cross it? Can you tell me the reason? Any
Sir,
idea?
because the student copied it.
Yes, the student copied it, but more than this, although there is
Because
no,
sir, they want to know about our writing skills. They don't want us to copy the exact word. They want us to write something from your ideas, from your perspectives.
excellent, yes, exactly. This is what the examiners are looking for. And if you copy the exact same, statement, it means that your language range is very limited. It's limited to copying things and nothing else. Are you getting the point?
Yes,
So
sir.
this is
Um,
why you should not copy anything. Instead, what should you do? You should paraphrase it. What should you do? You should paraphrase it. So, for example, the statement
Praise
is
it.
the graph below shows the percentages of males and females of different ages employed in Australia. The same statement, when you start your essay writing task one, you should will be introducing the same topic, but you should not copy it. You should instead paraphrase it. And how can you do it? As you can see here. Can you read it aloud, Asya?
the chart illustrates the proportion of men and women from various age groups who are working in Australia.
Yes. You see, it's the same statement, but how many words are different? Graph and chart. Both of them are the same things. Shows and illustrates. Percentages and proportion.
Yes.
Males and females, men and women. Different ages, various age groups. Right? Employed, working. Is it clear? This is how you introduce your topic.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Now, look at the
Yes,
following
sir.
example. Now we have this example. The chart, this is the pie chart, right? Shows the global, but it does not tell you the pie chart. It only says the chart. So one of the ways to, paraphrase it, you can say the pie chart illustrates, right? The pie chart shows the global proportions of different types of energy produced annually, right? This is, the whole uh, topic. Now, let's move to see
Sir,
how can
sir,
we.
sir,
Mhm.
can I paraphrase this?
Yes, you can try.
The pie chart illustrates the global percentage of various types of various kinds of energy created annually.
Yes, very good. But energy is not created, energy is produced, right? So you could have said
Sir,
uh, types of energy annually produced.
there's any other word for produce?
Production, there is a word called manufacturing, but there is again, energy is not manufactured, right? So
Okay, sir.
energy is only produced. There is no other word for the production of energy, right? Generated, yes. Energy generated. You could have said generated. That is a word. Is it clear?
Generated is the most appropriate word, I think.
Yeah. Generated annually. So instead of annually, you could have said per year. Is it clear? Is it clear or not? You could have said
Clear.
types of energy generated per year, right? Okay. Now look here. The chart. So instead of the chart, you can say the graph. Shows. So instead of the word shows, you can also use the word illustrates, gives an overview of, gives information about. You did a good job here when you said proportion, so you said percentages. Very good, right? Produce annually in 1 year, right? Or per year, both of them they are correct. Okay. So now